Emailing estelside@bucksportmaine.gov or calling 469-7368. Roll call, swearing Councilor Galvin.
Yes, we have our interim clerk here, Jackie Hunt, to swear in.
Awesome. I, Paul R. Gobbin,
I, Paul R. Garvin,
solemnly swear that I will support
solemnly swear that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
and will obey the laws of the United States
and will obey the laws of the United States
and of the state of Maine,
and of the state of Maine,
that I will,
that I will,
in all respects,
in all respects,
observe the provisions
observe the provisions
of the Charter
of the Charter
and ordinance
and ordinance
of the Town of
of
Bucksport,
the town of Bucksport,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Town Councilor.
of town council.
Who wants to see that?
Congratulations.
Thank
I
you,
guess I
Jackie.
can't spread out anymore.
It's the ball.
Well, yeah, I know.
Roll call.
Councilor Eastman,
Present.
Councilor Garvin,
Present.
Deputy Mayor Bissonnette,
Here.
Mayor Stewart.
Here.
Councilor Ormsby,
Here.
Councilor Bishop,
Here.
Councilor Rankin.
Here.
Holy lose his last name.
Turn that around, Ed.
Thank you.
You have to make an impression.
Presentation of town council recognitions. Tonight, we have a member of our staff here in town, 47 years of service, Michael McGinnis. Sue?
Yes, so, Mike, where are you?
I'm right here.
Okay, why don't you
Let me
come up here
stand.
so we can talk to you and about you? You can come right up to the podium. So Michael McGinnis started work full-time for the town of Bucksport on July 29th, 1976. At the time of his retirement, on October 5th, he had 47 years of continuous employment with the town of Bucksport. However, if we look back a little bit before that, he also worked for the town for about a year and a half as part of the CETA program. And if that had continued, he would have had nearly 50 years of service to the town. There was a small break there between one program starting and him starting with the town. So that is certainly, he is the longest serving full-time employee for the town in memory.
Huh, how about that? They went by pretty fast.
He retired with the classification of equipment operator for the town and has been the primary operator of the loader and the street sweeper for decades, in addition to his regular plow route and other duties. I think it's fair to say that there are lifelong residents in the town of Bucksport who would be shocked to see anyone else behind the wheel of the street sweeper as it's going through town, because Mike has been the guy doing it for so many years. Michael is always one of the first to arrive at work, and he has been a good example of hard work and dedication to the community. And at age 77, he has more than earned the right to some rest and relaxation, and we all wish him the best as he starts the next chapter of his life. So, Michael, thank you. You have done much for a very grateful community, and now it is time for you to do things for you. So thank you.
Wow,
And
so,
we have a certificate of appreciation here, signed
Oh,
by the
wow.
mayor. Certificate of appreciation awarded to Michael McGinnis for 47 years of dedicated service to the town of Bucksport as a member of the highway department. Signed, Mayor Peter Stewart. And a little gift for you and your wife to enjoy.
thank you, and
Thank
thank
you
you
very
all.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I want to thank thank the department for all coming to support Michael tonight. It means a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And certainly, folks, you don't have to stay here for the rest of the meeting if you don't want to. You can.
You won't see me this one.
Thank you again.
I'll walk out. Thanks, guys, but get a late supper waiting.
Enjoy.
Give me a call sometime, I'll come in and go ride.
It's awesome. Item 4 is consider minutes of previous meetings. We have council minutes from 9/28/23. Have the council like to proceed?
Motion approved. Second.
Questions? All those in favor? Opposed? Received in correspondence, we've got four Verona police calls and 1 Orland police call in the last couple weeks. Any questions on any of those? And we also have Down East Transportation ridership reports from April to August of 2023. Next is ordinances to consider or introduce. We have a first reading, update to the town code, chapter 4, increase the planning board wages by $5 per meeting. If you remember, we talked about that when we had the motion to increase the council members. Mark saved us from making sure that we took care of other folks on other committees, so. And that will come up for a public hearing at our next meeting.
At the next meeting, that, unlike the council wages, which are on as a referendum question in November, because it's a charter change, this is simply a code
Yep.
update, so that can be done with a public hearing.
Next is infrastructure committee update from 10/12/23. Mark?
Yep, we had a meeting with the Historical Society to discuss their continued interest in a new location. We also had a discussion with the code enforcement officer on the status of properties with violations. And lastly, we reviewed and made a recommendation on ambulance bids.
Any questions? I think we'll see the ambulance bid at the next meeting also. You guys recommended for that. Item 8 is agenda items. The first item will be held until our next meeting probably. So item B is resolved 2024-22 to award the bid for 1861 State Route 46. How would the council like to proceed?
Motion approved.
Second.
Any questions? We have 2 bids, one for $31,555 and another for $29,500. We'll accept the bid of $31,555 with the remainder of that going back to the owner above and beyond what our costs were, correct?
That's correct.
Any questions? All those in favor? Opposed? This may not be a long meeting.
You're doing great.
Item 9 is resignations, appointments, assignments, and elections. We have none. Item 10 is approval of quitclaims, discharges, and deeds. We have none. Item 11 is town manager report and department head reports.
Skate Bucksport is having a grand opening of the facility on Saturday, October 14th. The ribbon cutting is at noon, but there are lessons from 9 to 12 and skating after the grand opening, and also music, food, and much more. I would encourage everyone to stop by and see what a great job Skate Bucksport has done with bringing this idea to life in Bucksport. It's being used, but it's a great example of a committee that got together, raised money, did the things that we asked them to do, and has a pretty strong core of volunteers who are sort of monitoring it and keeping it going. So I'll be there on Saturday and hope to see many of you as well. The marina is closed this Saturday. What's that? I don't know. I'm going to go and watch. I am not going to go and break something important. The marina is closing on Saturday, October 15th. The floats will be removed for both the town dock and the marina on October 31st and November 1st. And public restrooms on the waterfront will close for the season on November 3rd. Many thanks to Rich Rotella, Mike Ormsby, and Jess Ormsby for doing such a good job of managing the town dock and marina this season, and we look forward to another amazing season in 2024. RSU 25 Superintendent Jim Boothby and I have been invited to participate in a Zoom forum at the end of October with representatives of a community in Poland, not Maine, Poland the country, to discuss community and school collaboration. Jim and I were interviewed by Dr. Jerry Johnson, Professor of Educational Leadership at Eastern Carolina University this past summer, to discuss the community's RSU partnership that works so well for us here in Bucksport. RSU 25 is recognized nationally for work with the BAR program, and Dr. Johnson is doing a study on communities that have succeeded despite significant hardships, such as the closure of the mill. He reached out to Superintendent Boothby to be a participant in the study, and since the town and school collaborate so well, the town was asked to participate as well. As much as the spirit of cooperation and collaboration is alive and well between the school and the RSU here in Bucksport, it is certainly not the norm, which is why we were asked to participate. A reminder that Ghostport will be held again this year on October 21st, and also Bucksport Bay Business Coalition will be hosting their annual Bridge Street Block Party on October 31st, starting at 5 p.m. And finally, a recorded version of the candidate forum that was sponsored by the Enterprise can be found on the front page of the town's website at bucksportmaine.gov if anyone was unable to attend in person.
Thank you. Questions? All right, we have no public hearings or approval of licenses tonight. Item 13 is discussion of items not on the agenda for the council and the public. I would start with the public. Anybody have anything that's not on the agenda? Of course Richie does. I was at record pace here. Come on, man.
I'll be quick. Two things. One, the status of the wall out on Franklin Central Street. The one part of the wall up to the first set of stairs is done. The second set they should get started on tomorrow, and then that'll just leave paving, and that'll complete that project, and that'll leave us 2 walls left to go. And 2, just something that came up from the infrastructure committee, something possibly to look at, that if an ambulance a couple years ago cost us $244,000, is going to cost us $291,000, and it's going to take a couple and a half years to get it. If maybe we looking at the spending limit, because an ambulance is a life and death, and if we have to wait for an election, that's going to put it out further. So just something to think about before we get to that point.
Real quick.
Yeah.
27 Main, where do we stand with that?
I can speak to this. I saw Pat
Thank
King
you.
here.
Okay.
And he said they're working, but, you know, the delay in getting the transfer has slowed him down, and he expects, I believe he expects they'll start next spring.
Yeah, in the spring, yes.
Okay.
And there was a sign that was supposed to be ordered to be put up.
On the property.
that was To show.
Coming soon.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
So.
thank you. Now you can go. Anybody else from the public? Anybody from the council? All right. Public hearings, we will have a public hearing at our next meeting. Any committee assignments that we need? One thing I would like to ask, looking at future meetings, especially in November, December, where we have Thanksgiving and Christmas, they fall in, normally we've done 1 meeting a month in November and December. If the council would like to do that, we can schedule that now. Obviously, if something comes up and we need to schedule something else, but I would just move that we go with the first meetings in each month.
Yep, I would agree with that.
Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
So we'll have one meeting in November and
Ease
one.
him into it.
Yeah, we're gonna ease you into it, Paul, okay?
I'll be in Florida that last in November, so.
Yeah, so we'll do the first meeting that we normally have scheduled in November, and the first meeting we normally have scheduled in December. And if anything pops up, we can certainly call a meeting, but.
Excellent.
That's all right, we need to build time. All right, if there is nothing else, take a motion for adjournment.
We're adjourned.
Second.
All those in favor? Thank you. Good, we're done.